I want to talk to you about something that's been silently running the show in your life without you even realizing it. It's not a bad habit and it's not your circumstances. It's a mental pattern, one that rewires your brain, drains your energy, and keeps you stuck in cycles of fear, overthinking, burnout, and feeling never enough. And the wild part is, even if you're not financially broke, this pattern can still have you living in survival mode. And it's been shown that a scarcity mindset lowers your IQ by 13 points, which is equal to being sleep deprived by pulling an all nighter. But even if you're not financially poor, your mind might be, because scarcity doesn't just live in your bank account, it lives in your brain, and it's quietly stealing your time, relationships, creativity, and your self worth. I'm Christy, a board certified nurse practitioner, health coach, and trauma survivor. This is Trauma Free, where I help you change your mind and change your life just like I did. In today's video, I'm going to break down exactly what a scarcity mindset is, backed by neuroscience and psychology. I'll show you how it rewires your nervous system, where it often begins, and how it shows up in the most sneakiest ways. But most importantly, I'll give you the science-backed tools to start rewiring your brain for abundance, peace, and sufficiency. So let's get into it. A scarcity mindset isn't just a limiting belief. It keeps you stuck in a neurological loop and a psychological trap because it convinces your brain that there's never enough. Not enough money, not enough time, not enough love, and not enough energy. Because this mindset doesn't just influence your thoughts, it keeps your brain feeling stuck in survival mode because it makes you hyper focus on what's missing and it blinds you to what's already here or what could possibly be. Basically, scarcity causes tunneling. This is where your brain gets so consumed with meeting a perceived deficit like paying rent, finding approval, or avoiding abandonment that it blocks out everything else. Think of your brain as a browser with 50 tabs open. Scarcity opens up another tab that you believe is important, and now it starts lagging, trying to process the new page, and it starts spinning and it freezes up your system. So it becomes impossible to think long term, make empowered choices, or even experience joy because your brain is too consumed with the impending doom it's anticipating. This is why people who buy stocks with not much to lose end up trading long-term gain for short-term relief when they sell their stocks in a crash. Because the less you have, the harder your brain makes it to think clearly. So even if you're smart, strategic, or spiritually tapped in, scarcity keeps you stuck in crisis mode. And there are three types of scarcity you need to be aware of. Number one, time scarcity, which is the illusion that there's never enough time, when in reality, you've been trading your hours for obligations that don't align with your priorities, keeping you in a constant feeling like you're running out of time. Number two, money scarcity. It's the belief that resources are limited for you, but abundant for others. And this isn't just about money. It's subconscious programming that keeps you literally thinking you're not worth enough. And number three, emotional scarcity, which is the fear that love, connection, or respect are in limited supply. So that's why you settle for crumbs in relationships or silence your wants and needs, because deep down, you've been conditioned to believe this is all I can get. Scarcity doesn't just live in your wallet, it rewires your brain. Because every time you feel like there's not enough time, money, safety, or love, your brain flips a switch, and that switch is called the amygdala hijack. This is when your limbic system, the part of your brain responsible for survival, takes over and shuts down the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for logic planning and long-term thinking. So instead of choosing from your vision or your purpose, you choose from panic and fear. And it's been found that scarcity even activates the same regions of the brain as physical pain. So that gut punch anxiety when you check your bank account, or that tight feeling in your chest when you're unsure if your relationship will last, that's not you being dramatic. That's your body in a dysregulated state. Scarcity also drains cognitive energy, creating decision fatigue, which happens when your brain gets worn out from making too many choices. It's like a mental battery that drains with every decision, leaving you impulsive, distracted, or just done by the end of the day. So, the more tired you are and the more pressure your brain feels, the more likely you are to have your willpower drained. And you end up making junk food, procrastinating, or overspending because it's harder to resist. Have you ever regretted a late night Amazon purchase? Blame decision fatigue because your brain was too tired to think straight. There's a reason why the poor stay poor, and that's because they are caught in a trap called the scarcity loop. The scarcity loop is a vicious mental cycle where the fear of not having enough, whether it's time, money, love, or opportunities, actually traps you in the very lack that you're trying to escape. You get caught in a cycle of scarcity, then stress, then bad decisions, then more scarcity. That becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. This keeps you stuck in the same patterns, earning the same income and repeating the same mistakes because you feel like you can't afford anything else, so you don't invest in yourself, which causes opportunity cost blindness. You only see what you're losing now, not what you could possibly gain later, because people with the scarcity mindset underestimate future gains by 40%. That means if something could help you earn $10,000, your brain might only see that $9.99 price tag and just say no. When I was trapped in a scarcity mindset, I thought I was being realistic, but the truth, I was being ruled by fear. Fear that wasn't mine. It was inherited and repeated. Scarcity stole my ability to think clearly and trust myself. But I wasn't lacking money. I was lacking the mental power to overcome that mindset. Let's be real. Scarcity isn't just a mindset. It's a memory your nervous system carries. It's a language your family spoke, even when no one said a word. Before you ever made your own money decisions, your brain was absorbing theirs. If you grew up hearing things like, we can't afford that, money doesn't grow on trees, turn the lights off, you're wasting electricity, you weren't just being taught financial responsibility. You were being wired for fear because children exposed to chronic financial stress or inconsistent care internalize scarcity scripts by age 7. And in adulthood, you would have behaviors like hoarding, and not just stuff, but energy, love, time, and even compliments. You're hypervigilant about wasting, feeling guilty when resting, or panicking when spending money, and you probably have difficulty experiencing joy or safety because your nervous system is still bracing for the next loss. You learn that enjoying things isn't safe. Good moments don't last, and you better hold on tight before it disappears. And now, decades later, you might still hesitate to invest in yourself or rest when you can because your inner child won't let you. Your scarcity is most likely not even yours. Because what about your great-grandmother who lived through the war or survived being dirt poor? Or your great-grandfather who didn't believe in banks? These cultural messages were passed down through generations of migration, colonization, slavery, and systemic oppression because scarcity gets encoded in your family lineage through epigenetic inheritance, which is when emotional and environmental stressors impact gene expression across generations. Your family may have survived, but survival mode became their identity, and that got passed down to you. Your scarcity story could also be from a gendered or cultural inheritance, because women are 3 times more likely to fear financial ruin, even when their income is stable, because we've been conditioned for centuries to feel dependent and replaceable. Here's the truth about scarcity mindset. It doesn't just show up at the grocery store when you're comparing prices. It lives in your habits, your relationships, and your inner dialogue. It hides behind normal behaviors that secretly keep you trapped in a cycle of less. So you overcommit yourself because you don't trust rest. You say yes to everything. You grind until burnout. And resting, that feels uncomfortable because this isn't just ambition. It's the fear that if you slow down, you'll fall behind. Because scarcity says there's not enough time. You stay in toxic relationships because you don't want to end up alone. Whether it's a partner, a friend, a boss, or a client, you tolerate what doesn't serve you because scarcity keeps you thinking this is as good as it gets. This causes loss aversion bias, which makes you fear losses twice as much as you enjoy gains. This makes people work harder to avoid losing $50 than to get $50. And casinos exploit this by offering free drinks so losing your money doesn't feel as painful. You constantly chase more, but never feel it's enough. You hit a goal and raise the bar. You buy the thing and want the next thing because you're wired to fill a void that never had a bottom. Scarcity isn't just about not having enough. It's the belief that even when you get more, it won't last or you didn't really deserve it. You hoard time, energy, money, and even love. Do you ever stockpile unopened emails, unused gift cards, or avoid giving compliments freely? That's micro hoarding. When your nervous system is wired for scarcity, you conserve everything, even joy. You ration being nice, you withhold self-care, and you delay decisions in case something better or safer comes along. This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about reprogramming the way your brain processes threats versus trust. So I'm going to provide you with the tools to help you break free from the scarcity trap and create a mindset of abundance, from money to love to your time. Number 1. Use cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT reframing, by training your brain to ask better questions. So instead of saying, I can't afford this, rephrase it to, how can I make this possible? Because this single reframe increases creative problem solving by 31%. Number 2, use enough anchors. Redefine what safety feels like. Scarcity thrives on vague goals like, I need to save more or I need to be better, but instead, set concrete enough standards. This would sound like, I will feel secure when I have 3 months rent saved. I need 2 hours of rest, doing nothing, not an entire weekend. And 2 real friends who check on me is better than 500 fake followers who don't. Number 3. Use gratitude buffering to calm the scarcity spiral. Gratitude isn't just being thankful, because just 3 weeks of gratitude journaling can reduce scarcity thoughts by 28%. Gratitude shifts your attention from lack to presence, and it retrains your reticular activating system, or the RAS, to spot opportunity instead of absence. So start asking yourself each night, what did I experience today that reminded me I am supported? Number 4, use neuroplasticity training by building the enough circuit. Repetition is how you rewire. Before it to stick, your brain needs emotionally anchored affirmations. Instead of saying, I am abundant, say, I had enough to eat today. I felt love when my friend texted me. I paid my bills and I'm okay. Because the more specific and emotionally grounded the affirmation, the more it strengthens your prefrontal cortex that's responsible for long-term thinking and calm decision making. Number 5, use scarcity journaling. Face the fear and reclaim your power. Ask yourself, what do I actually need more of? What do I just fear losing? Often, we chase things like money, love, success, not because we need them now, but because we fear what might happen if we don't have them later. And journaling reveals whether you're acting from alignment or anxiety. Number 6, use social mirroring. Surround yourself with possibility. because you become like the people you spend time with. And it's been shown that time spent with abundance minded people increases risk tolerance by 35%. So you can pursue bolder opportunities. So build a support system that embodies abundance and not just one that talks about it. I grew up in a household where scarcity was embedded within my mind daily, and this was passed down from generation to another. But I chose to release all programming that didn't serve my well being, and it has made me wealthier in all aspects of my life because there is enough for me and there's enough for you too. Once you let go of the scarcity mindset, you open your mind to real abundance, and you will never really know unless you try. If you've ever felt like there's never enough love, time, money, or even you, that's not just a mindset, it's trauma. Scarcity often begins in survival. It's what the nervous system learns when your needs weren't met, when you were told you had to earn your worth, or when life taught you that safety was temporary. But you don't have to keep living in lack. You can retrain your mind to feel safe in abundance. And I created a free Healing My Trauma journal to help you gently explore the roots of your scarcity mindset, identify the trauma underneath, and begin shifting towards feeling that you are enough. It's free, and the link is in the description. So take the first step towards healing the patterns that have been holding you back. And if this message resonated, let me know in the comments. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Trauma Free for more ways to help you change your mind and change your life. And until next time, take care.